Senator Barrett, you have the floor.
Madam President, thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Madam President, as the Junior Minister of Finance, the ministry which has responsibility for the Government Employee Health Insurance Scheme, or GEHI, I speak today to clear up the false and irresponsible accusations that have been made against the government of Bermuda by the Shadow Minister of Health for the One Bermuda Alliance, Senator Michael Dunkley. Madam President, it was on Sunday, July 8th, that the One Bermuda Alliance sent out a statement to the media in the name of Senator Michael Dunkley, the Shadow Minister of Health, entitled, "Government Failure to Pay Costs Thousands of Civil Servants Dental Insurance Coverage." Madam President, this extraordinary accusation launched via the press continued to make more false claims. The very first line of the statement made the following declaration: dental insurance coverage for government employees has been suspended because the government has failed to pay the premium for their coverage. Madam President, please allow me to dissect that sentence. The first part of that sentence states, dental insurance coverage for government employees has been suspended. Madam President, this would, under normal circumstances, be a serious matter, worthy of public debate, if it were true. However, Madam President, the Premier and Minister of Finance, GEHI, and BF&M, the service provider, have all refuted this claim. In fact, BF&M released a statement yesterday stating, and I quote, "All government employees have been and will continue to be fully covered for dental treatment provided under the policy." Madam President, my statement today is not a time to ask questions of the opposition, as I seek only to make the government's position clear on this issue. But one must wonder exactly who is feeding the One Bermuda Alliance's information. I think it is fair for all the people of this country to expect that when members of this chamber speak to the public, whether it is this chamber or outside, they are speaking fact and not fiction. Madam President, at no time was, quote, dental insurance coverage for government employees has been suspended, as Senator Dunkley claimed. Never, Madam President. I can confirm that neither Senator Dunkley nor anyone from the OBA checked the GEHI or the Ministry of Finance to verify these baseless accusations. And they apparently did not check with the service provider, BF&M, in any official capacity, given that BF&M have flatly rejected their claim that coverage was suspended. But, Madam President, before I digress, I would like to move to the second part of the first sentence of the statement in question that states, government, and I quote, Madam President, government fell more than 90 days behind in premium payments to the insurer. Madam President, this is yet another false allegation which was again refuted yesterday by BF&M in its release, saying GEHI premiums are paid up to date. Madam President, why the different stories? Why the rush by Senator Dunkley and the OBA to make a political point without verifying the facts? Senator Dunkley was on Bermuda Broadcasting News last night saying, "We did our research," end quote. However, Madam President, the facts do not seem to match with their research. The reckless accusation is further invalidated from a statement in BF&M, which appears in today's World Gazette, which states, and I quote, Madam President, "The company had not yet applied the most recent premium payment, which was made to BF&M within 30 days of being billed." So, Madam President, on one side, we have a reputable local company issuing a statement saying that, and I quote, GEHI payments are paid up to date, and, I quote, made to BF&M within 30 days of being billed. And on the other side, you have Senator Dunkley stating, and I quote from his release, government fell more than 90 days behind in its premium payments to the insurer. Madam President, it would seem that the OBA owe the government, 10,000 GEHI members, their families, retirees, and the Bermudian people an explanation. This claim has been refuted by the government, it has been refuted by the service provider, but Senator Dunkley continues to promote this line of attack. Yesterday's Royal Gazette reported that Senator Dunkley and the One Bermuda Alliance, and I quote, stood by its claim that government has fallen into arrears with premium payments. Madam President, the Bermudian public deserve to know on what basis did Senator Dunkley and the One Bermuda Alliance make that accusation. As Senator Dunkley did not check with GEHI, one would assume that he got the information from BF&M. However, if BF&M is rejecting his accusations, then one must assume if Senator Dunkley did not make up this claim about the government being, and I quote, 90 days behind in premium payments, he will let the Bermudian public know why he made these accusations, which have now been disproven. Could it possibly be that the, and I quote, BF&M sources that the opposition leader referenced in his statement to the media served as Senator Dunkley and the OBA source? Madam President, I would hate to think that it is rumors from sources that rise to the level of basis for public accusation, especially when we are talking about people's health care coverage. One would imagine that before making such a claim, the opposition would get official confirmation prior to peddling rumor as fact. However, Madam President, in the rush to make a political point, Senator Dunkley and the OBA went with rumor and got it wrong. Madam President, that is not the end, because in my view, there is a more serious matter at play here, and that is the issue of using private records for political gain. Madam President, as part of the upfront payment legislation, insurers are required to provide health insurance providers with information on insured persons, what they're insured for, and how much the insurance will cover for each treatment. From the list leaked to the Royal Gazette by Senator Dunkley and the One Bermuda Alliance, it looks like the information is taken from BF&M's portal, which will go into live use on August 1st, 2012, and will be made available to each service provider. In this case, it appears that a dentist has printed portal information and given it to Senator Dunkley. Madam President, although this is a test system by BF&M, the original access to the information is legitimate, as it emanates from a service provider. But what this raises is the serious issue of privacy protection. Health service information should and must remain private, and the use of that information for political purposes is not right. For the purposes of this scenario, Madam President, a number of questions must be posed. When and by whom was the list of 80 persons made public by the One Bermuda Alliance redacted with a black marker? Was the redaction done by the person who provided it to Senator Dunkley, such that he has never seen the names? If so, how can he be sure that they are government employees and therefore the list supports his allegations, which have been proven false? If that is not the case, was the list redacted by Senator Dunkley? If so, unless he has become a health care provider, what right did he have to know the private coverage details of 80 public citizens? Was it given to the Royal Gazette redacted or not? If it was, it is only on Mr. Dunkley's word that they accept that it is a list of 80 people, that they are government employees. If so, that is a low standard of journalism. If not, then yet another person or persons are privy to private coverage information of 80 public officers. Was it redacted by the Royal Gazette? If so, then no real effort was taken to properly do so, and this is, too, very bad journalism. This is evidenced by the fact that the Royal Gazette removed, and I quote, the OBA evidence originally posted on their website, as the private information of Bermudians was still visible. Madam President, for whoever leaked and supplied this information, and for whoever has sought to exploit it, this is not whistleblowing. This is no selfless public act. It is a devious attempt to score political points at the risk of betraying the privacy of Bermudians. To simply think that a $2 black marker can somehow make right this egregious breach of trust and confidentiality is appalling. This is the thin edge of the wedge, Madam President. Does every public officer now have to be concerned that their private health issues will be made the subject of public political debate simply to further the aims of the opposition? On Monday, the issue was government employees' coverage. Should government employees worry tomorrow what private health insurance detail may be leaked? The list provided to the Royal Gazette is something only for the eyes of healthcare service providers. To print it, supply it to a person not bound by such confidentiality agreements, and then to publish it in any form are all equal acts of betrayal. No public interest has been served by doing so. We can debate the government's ability to make its payments on time. We can argue about the actual status of the coverage. Madam President, we can even discuss the GEHI plan generally. But to use the private healthcare details of hardworking men and women to further one's political objectives should be, quite simply, off limits. One would have hoped that the leader of the opposition would have publicly rejected this type of politics. However, Madam President, yesterday he said there is no need to apologize. This statement from the opposition leader indicates that he endorses this gross lack of judgment and that he and this party share an insensitivity on display over the last few days. Madam President, there are enough issues in the everyday lives of 10,000 public service employees, families, and retirees. They do not need the added stress of wondering who knows their private business and who will use that for political gain. Madam President, this was a naked political maneuver designed to embarrass this government. Such a reckless act should cause all Bermudians to question if there is nothing sacred. Madam President, it is inexcusable to play with people's personal information for political gain. This behavior is reprehensible for a party that claims they're ready for government. With such recklessness, one must question if they're ready for opposition. Bermudians deserve better, Madam President. They deserve an opposition worthy of the greatness of Bermudians. They deserve an opposition that can admit they made an error. They do not deserve an opposition, and an opposition leader says that there is no need to apologize. They deserve an opposition that is accountable for their actions. Madam President, being accountable means that you do not get to make false and baseless statements to over 10,000 Bermudians and then turn around and say, there is no need to apologize. Being accountable means that you do not get to release private information about government employees to the media that serves no public interest and say, there is no need to apologize. Being accountable means that you do not manufacture a controversy and then go on TV to state, we are delighted that BF&M and the government got together to work this out, end quote. Madam President, the government and BF&M did not get together to work this out because there was nothing to work out. Contrary to Senator Dunkley's claims, the government was not in arrears and coverage was not suspended. Yet, today, still, Senator Dunkley and the OBA refused to accept the fact that they were wrong in their accusation that, and I quote, the government fell more than 90 days behind in premium payments to the insurer. Not only are they wrong, Madam President, but it seems the Royal Gazette also, with its headline of, and I quote, dental insurance coverage status returns to active, seems to be unable to print the fact that the One Bermuda Alliance and its reckless political attack on this government was proven to be 100% false. One would think that in a modern democracy such as Bermuda, an opposition party which states, we will hold ourselves to high ethical and moral standards, would actually stand by its words and practice what they preach. Madam President, in closing, Senator Dunkley's release on Sunday ended with the following quote, and I quote, the government must step forward immediately to explain why it is not honoring its responsibilities to its employees to maintain their GEHI dental coverage. Madam President, I would like to rephrase that statement and say, Senator Dunkley must step forward immediately to explain why he and the party he represents manufactured a controversy based on private records from a healthcare provider and relied on rumor when making an accusation that has been proven to be 100% false. Bermuda is another world, Madam President, but no matter what world you are living in, it is clear to see that this government and the Bermudian people deserve, at the very least, an apology from Senator Dunkley and the One Bermuda Alliance. Thank you, Madam President. Thank you, Madam.